What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the third installment of the War Zone, the weekly acquisition report, right here as always, exclusively on the Casa D18 Studios channel. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade JJ Williams. And today we're going to go back to the Dollar Tree for some more additions to my movie library. Now, at this point, you're probably getting tired of Dollar Tree films, and I'm going to try to make this the last one for at least a week. Next time, I'm going to feature movies that I've picked up at other random places, whether it's big lots or secondhand stores, etc. But today, I wanted to get into some of the Blu-rays that I've picked up recently at Dollar Tree. I've got about 9 of them here, I think. So this will probably be a little bit of a shorter episode. But I'm sure that some of you don't really care about me doing this. And if you don't, let me know. Leave the feedback, constructive criticism. Don't be hasty in everything. We don't need to be a troll. But if you do enjoy seeing what I've been adding to my collection, hearing me talk about the movies that will eventually be getting reviewed here on Renegade's Reviews on the Casa D18 Studios channel, then check out these 9 movies that I recently added to my Blu-ray collection. First and foremost is a very popular film that, believe it or not, I still haven't seen yet, as I'm not a huge football fan, but Friday Night Lights, starring Billy Bob Thornton, found at the Dollar Tree. I'm genuinely looking forward to watching this. I'm going to try to do a month for each major sport as the show goes on. I'm working on a baseball one for next year for when they enter spring training. Then I'll probably do a football month, a basketball month. If I can pull enough movies together, since I've already done the Mighty Ducks trilogy, I'll do a hockey month. But I want to try to cover all the major sports at some point. And so Friday Night Lights, I felt, was a movie that I absolutely had to add to my collection in order to review when I get to that point. The next one is a movie called Last Call, and it says, before there were rock stars, there was Dylan. It's a whole movie about Bob Dylan, starring Rhys Ifans, Rodrigo Santoro, Tony Hale, and John Malkovich. So, being a man who was raised by parents who grew up in the 60s, this should be a very interesting watch for me, as I grew up listening to some, not a lot of, but some of the music of Bob Dylan. So this should be interesting to see a biopic about his life and everything. Then there's Jack Hunter and the Lost Treasure of Ugarit. Ugarit. Looks like it's very much a Indiana Jones, possibly National Treasure type of treasure hunter flick. I told you guys when I did The Lost City and Uncharted back at the end of April as my soft opening before relaunching here in May that I'm totally into those type of treasure hunt flicks. If that is in fact what this is, just on a smaller scale, then I should really enjoy this one. I know there's a few other Jack Hunter films in the series. I know that they have from time to time popped up at Dollar Tree, and in the past I've overlooked them, but after hearing such good things about them in the Dollar Tree groups that I'm in, people that enjoy those type of movies as I do, I figured when I saw this one pop up, I would give it a chance. Next up is a movie that I own on DVD, but when I saw it pop up with Blu-ray, DVD, and digital, I had to snatch it up. Don John, starring Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Scarlett Johansson, and Julianne Moore. It's basically a modern Don Juan type of situation where JGL is this huge ladies' man, just a different woman every night until he meets Scarlett Johansson. And all of a sudden he falls in love And as happens in chick flicks, a rift between the two of them breaks them up, and it's the one girl that JGL's character can't get out of his mind. And despite the fact that she moves on, realizes what he was, and just gets over him, he can't get over that one girl that potentially changed him. So, again, when I saw this pop up on Blu ray for purchase, grabbed it. Plus, it comes with a digital copy that I'll input, add to my Voodoo selections. Could not pass that up. Joy and Hope. Now, this on the surface just looks like a cheesy romance Christmas movie, and I'm a Christmas fanatic. I don't mind a love story here and there. It looks like those Hallmark Lifetime movie type of flicks. And so, like I say, for a buck and a quarter, I'm willing to give it a chance. I've mentioned it in other episodes. A buck and a quarter is about what I would pay back in the day to rent a film from the warehouse, Blockbuster Video, Hollywood Video. It's cheaper than renting a movie from the Redbox unless you've got a free code. So if it sucks for a buck and a quarter, it'll just go into a donate pile. It'll end up at Goodwill or something. But being a fan of Christmas, being a fan of Christmas movies, being a guy who does 31 movies every December, you need content. Eventually, you run out of the mainstream stuff to do, so you need to pad it with some of these Hallmark lifestyle, cheesy rom com Christmas movies. Help pad your listing. And again, for a buck and a quarter, why not? You know, Ashley Brinkman, Vivica A. Fox is in it. Love me some Vivica. Baking Up Love. Again, this just looks like another cheesy rom com, but what really caught my eye about this one for all you wrestling fans out here, David Otunga is in it. Now, he's not pictured on the cover or anything, but he's listed just right there before the end. David Otunga is one of the stars of this film. He's listed fifth. So he's probably going to end up being the best friend or maybe the boyfriend of this character or something. No, don't really know. But I was willing to give it a shot. You know, I do movies that star wrestlers on a regular basis. So here's a David Otunga film to add to that collection. Can't just do Roddy Piper, Hulk Hogan, John Cena, Dave Bautista type of movies all the time. Eventually, you got to throw some other people in there. So here's something with David Otunga for me to cover. Paranormal Activity 4. I have not seen any of the Paranormal Activity series. I feel like a bad horror fan for that, but it just kind of is what it is. But for a buck and a quarter, add it to my collection. And then once I can get the ones that come before it, 1, 2, 3, and however many come after it, then I will probably do a feature in October where I cover the entire Paranormal Activity series. Couldn't pass it up though for $1.25. Then we've got Spree. And from what I can make out on the back here, it looks like a serial killer Uber driver, essentially, type of movie. And as a guy who drives for Lyft for a living, I found this to be interesting. You know, it called to me because of that connection of it being a rideshare driver. Again, I had purchased this on DVD originally, hadn't opened it, but when I saw it pop up on Blu ray, figured I'd go for the upgrade. I can always donate the DVD, see if I can exchange it back at Dollar Tree for something different. But Spree, I figured I would give a chance to simply because of what my job is and what this guy does. I mean, Collider calls it American Psycho for the digital age. A serial killer flick that couldn't possibly be more of its moment, says the Hollywood Reporter. Some pretty high praise there for a Dollar Tree film. Lastly, I've got Ride. It says some rides should never be shared. Kind of comes off as a similar style of movie to Spree. Big advantage of this one, Bella Thorne is in it. As a guy who is a huge fan of Disney and the Disney Channel, I know the name Bella Thorne because of her work with Disney back in the day. So I'm willing to give this a shot based off of the name recognition as well. You know, this ride could be their last. So again, much like Spree, looks like a ride share killer Lyft Uber type of movie. Again, as a Lyft driver, willing to give it a shot. So that's everything for this episode. Again, little on the short side. Try to spare you guys a little bit. What do you think? Have you guys seen any of these? Have you seen Spree? Have you seen Ride? Have you seen Don John or the Jack Hunter film? What do you guys think of Paranormal Activity as a movie, part 4 itself, and as a series? What do you guys think of Friday Night Lights? Are you guys surprised that I haven't seen that one before? Let me know. If you're watching the premiere, leave your thoughts and comments over here. If you're watching on demand later in the day, leave your thoughts and comments down here. Definitely get back to you as I always do. I appreciate each and every one of you guys watching. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow, right back here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews when I wrap up Dwayne Johnson month with Red Notice, starring Dwayne Johnson, Ryan Reynolds, and Gal Gadot. You're not going to want to miss out on that one right back here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, right back here on an all new Renegades Reviews when I wrap up Dwayne Johnson month. Thank you to all my loyal fans and viewers that tuned in today. Make sure you continue to like these videos, share them. It's boosted up in the YouTube algorithms, gain me that exposure that I need so that I can eventually get monetized. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for Red Notice. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you guys next time.